We can keep going because I'll just delete. Hello, everyone. We are the 50s Chicks, and we are back with another podcast. I am Patricia.
Annalie.
And we are going to be talking about the OMS.
OMS.
Old man syndrome.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we are going to make sure that everybody's okay out there in those streets.
Taking care of themselves, putting that phone down, shutting off the notifications so you don't hear the constant ding, 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 ding.
And making sure that you are taking a little moments out of your day to take care of yourself, whether it be using a sugar scrub in the shower or lighting a candle, writing in your journal, doing some gratitude, affirmations, all those things, because you have to do something. This landscape of online dating is not. It's not for
the faint of heart.
For the faint of heart. And you got to keep hydrated. Think of hydration as your Kevlar out there in those mean streets. And it's a war zone.
God damn. That must be a hell of a mess. God damn, what the fuck? You're almost done.
I think what you have to learn pretty early on is that, because you're going to go on dates, some are not going to be matches, and some are downright mean about it. So you need to know that it's not you, it's them.
Yes.
And, just be good with yourself. You know that none of the things that they might throw at you, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. You're good. So keep that in mind as you're going through those kind of things.
Yeah, and not even just what they may say, just the fact that you didn't have a match. That's disappointing in and of itself. But you have to just be realistic and know.
And just know, too, that everyone gets ghosted.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe some...
No, everybody. There's not...
Supermodel out there might not have ever...
Even a supermodel.
I don't know.
Ghosted.
But everybody gets ghosted these days. So it's not you. That's just the thing that happens.
That is
this
part of the culture.
Online dating.
It is a part of the culture. Yeah. It happens. No need in wondering why or pondering and, all that. It just happened. Move on.
That's right. So,
yes. So
we were going to talk about OMS, one of our favorite subjects. I'm going to say Old Man Syndrome. This is a thing. And it's funny because when I was younger, I don't think I ever thought about it. I just looked at the old men looking at me and thought, ew.
Yes, because that's what you're like an old man, dirty old man. That's
you're as old as my dad.
Yes. And
so stop.
Your grandfather, we just made fun and said, oh, look at that creepy old man. That's what I remember when I was younger. It was like, oh my God, that creepy old man.
I guess I didn't remember many people having those kind of relationships. I feel like there's more now. I don't know if that's true, but it just feels like it. Maybe it's because of the
social media,
internet, social media, and now you see all that mess. So now, and hopefully it doesn't get normalized. I don't know, but
with old men with young women has always been, I think, normalized for men. I mean, women have never accepted that as a real thing. I mean, to some degree, women haven't, but men have normalized as if there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Experience of working with women that go for these age gap relationships is they are in survival mode without a father. They need that safety, and so they end up initially going for that older man and falling in love. But once they feel safe and they've got the money and they've got the safety, they then look for men around their own age. They end up, it's almost like having a safe, secure base. Once you've got an older father figure in your life, then you go on to see what you're sexually attracted. So they confuse, they blur the lines between attraction and safety, and they end up looking for it in an older man, but then cheating on him with a younger.
I always like to throw this out. We're not talking about some, slight age differences.
Yeah.
5, even 10 years. I usually don't blink an eye.
Yes.
Unless somebody's 10 and 20. But usually that's not a thing. We're talking about the real stuff.
Yeah. Like, and I say, if they were not born and you were a full productive adult, with a career, and that child was not even born.
He is 44 years old. I'm 19. We're 25 years apart, and yes, he's gonna stay in my baby's life. He does support me. He does take care of me. He literally does everything for me. Like, I'm the most laziest person in the whole world. Like, I won't even tie my shoes. He'll tie them for me. Like if I want to sit down and watch a cartoon, he's gonna sit down and watch a cartoon. He's 44 years old. He has no business watching cartoons.
Okay, so if you're a young girl and your age still has teen at the end of it, and you ever find yourself in this situation, I want you to do something, okay? I want you to open up Google, and I want you to type in your boyfriend's age that he would have been the day that you were born. So for her and her boyfriend, they have a 25-year age gap. So she would type in 25. And then I want you to type in men. And then I want you to type in holding a newborn. This is what it would have looked like if your boyfriend met you the day that you were born. And if that doesn't disturb you or open your eyes, I don't know what will.
Like, you could have babysat or changed their diaper, or that is disgusting.
Married before they got born.
You were living a full life. Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, that group, and especially as it pertains to the men, as we have said before in previous videos, it becomes exploitation at that point. Mm-hmm. And I think when you were talking about, back then, was it as prevalent? You hear about celebrities and, wealthy people doing that. You didn't hear about like mainstream, but I think it was because the internet, and I know the internet now, there are young women who are capitalizing on this ridiculousness by seeking older men because they know they can get money from them.
When people ask me why I date older men,
They know they can.
Well,
so I think it's more
fast
now.
Cash, right?
Yes.
It's fast and easy cash. You don't have to.
I don't know about easy, but
that's true.
It is
actually it's not as easy.
It's not easy.
It might not be so easy.
No, it's not easy, but it is fast.
It might be nauseating and
very
such,
but it is fast.
But it is fast.
So it is more.
And you can get a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have an education, but you can get a whole heck of a lot of money and possessions.
Yes.
By just
Yes, and being with these old
and being young. I'm sorry.
Well,
and
yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, the young women.
Yes.
Yes. So it is probably more now because they've learned to capitalize on it, which I don't blame them. If a man is that ridiculous to be in his 60s and think that a 20-year-old finds him attractive, then I don't know what to say.
One problem, I hate old men that come and try to ask for my number and act like my young ass not gonna ask them for money. Bitch, you're 60. What was my 21-year-old ass gonna do with you? Like, let's act like we got a brain, sir.
I just don't know what to say.
Well, I think the main thing, most of them don't care. They
Well,
just want the youngin.
Yeah, they
They don't care if this girl is throwing up in the bathroom because she just had to touch her.
Yeah.
But they don't
Yeah.
care.
And that's why it is still a prevalent thing, and the mindset is pervasive for that reason.
It is.
But anywho,
So let's delving
in.
into this Reddit story.
Yes.
It asks, do younger women actually want older men? Question mark. The comedian Sinbad had a hilarious routine about now no younger woman. Wait, what?
How?
About how? Oh, how? Okay, they just did it.
Yeah.
About how no younger woman wants an older man. No 20-something girl wants a man in his 50s. She wants your house.
Yes.
She wants you to die. Oh, he
Oh,
went there.
yes.
He went there. He went all the way.
She does wish that. Probably more than likely.
That said, personally, as a man, I wasn't fit for marriage before the age of 25, maybe 30. I had far too much growing up to finish before I could be a decent man, husband, father. I dated at least 2 girls that were 18 and 19 who were intellectually, emotionally, and physically ready for adulthood, mature, level-headed, and composed.
That's a bunch of bull. That's a bunch of bull.
How were
18,
they ready?
I don't know about the physical. Because they were ready. And is he saying as a 50-year-old, he dated those teenagers?
I do believe so.
Okay, see, that's silly. And first of all, they were not emotionally ready for any relationship with anyone at that age. At any age, with a 19-year-old or 20, they were. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe he said all that.
Okay, there's more.
But the fact that he labeled and listed all that stuff out, obviously, that he's trying to make a point.
Yes.
Those little girls, those teenagers,
those
were not
adult, mature, level-headed, composed teenagers.
They were
who are
teenagers.
intellectually, emotionally, and physically.
They were teenagers.
Where is he?
One of them was
intellectually.
One of them was probably still in high school. The 18-year-old.
Intellectually.
Oh gosh, that's.
Older men like relationships with super young women for only 2 reasons. One, they are adult children themselves and thus are irresponsible, and women their own age wouldn't tolerate their shenanigans. Good point. And number 2, the power imbalance between an adult dating a child results in a child partner who can be groomed and will think the relationship patterns are normal because they don't have the life experience to know any different.
Pedophilia.
Yeah, I think that's a big point, because you imagine you're 19 years old, you've never just dating, all that stuff, you're somewhat new to it, and then 60-year-old or grown-ass man comes around, there's a bunch of red flags, but you don't see them because you're not aware of that, because you never experienced them. Meanwhile, if this guy was dating a woman his own age or even close to it, she wouldn't pull up with that shit.
Yes.
He says, he continues, I wish someone had tried to teach me about the vast difference in maturity during those prime dating years so I could have been patient, allowed myself the room to grow and become before rushing into relationships that were doomed to failure from the start.
Okay.
Well, he probably got married to an age-appropriate woman.
He means when he was younger? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm interested to hear from men and women. Do older guy, younger woman relationships work? Is it even something that younger girls are aware of and seek? What age differences are acceptable? What becomes creepy? Well, I'll tell you what, the 18 and 19.
19-year-old, that's creepy. Those are teenagers.
That's creepy.
And you're 50. But why is he asking? Because I always want to know, why are they asking that question? Like, if you're 50, you've lived 50 years, and you know about the world and how people...
Not this guy.
Like, how do you know he knows? So why is he... I just wonder, I always check motivations. Like, why would you be asking is it something that young girls are aware of? That's a weird question, isn't it?
All that stuff is weird.
It's all
The
weird.
physically mature.
Yeah, that is
I
just
don't know what that's about.
absurd. That's so pervy.
Someone
I can't even
says
take the pervicity of it.
These older men will sit there and play with you. They know that you're less experienced.
If you're in your 20s and there's a man that's in his 50s that wants to date you, you have to think to yourself, why does he want to date someone that's old enough to be his daughter? He shouldn't even want to entertain someone that's young enough to be his child. There are a lot of older men taking advantage of younger girls, especially if they have a good finance. Some older men will use their money as a tool, especially if they can introduce you to a certain type of lifestyle. And there's also men that go for younger women because they want to relive their youth. So they try to live it through the younger partner. Oftentimes, when a guy is dating a girl that's that young, they don't have any good intentions. You'll find that a lot of guys go into these relationships because it's easier to manipulate a younger woman. Now, this isn't always the case when an older guy dates a young woman, but you have to be careful if you are interested in an older guy. I know you may view them as more mature, more experienced, and have better finance, but you have to think to yourself, is it really worth it? Especially if you want kids and you want to build a certain type of future. For relationship and mental health coaching, click the link in my bio.
Somebody says, I asked my daughter, she said, quote unquote, or quote, older men are weird and we make fun of them. They're a joke. End quote. What does it say here? Let's see, blah, blah, blah.
Let's see.
No way they're ready for a relationship with someone over 50. You're telling yourself lies.
Teenagers. We're talking teenager. One of them could be in high school still. Like, that's crazy. The 18-year-old.
Then they say 18, 19 who were physically ready for adults.
Okay, exactly. What does
this
that mean?
Is code? What could it be code for?
Exactly. What are you saying? It sounds pervy. Oh my gosh. And why is he asking?
Apparently, this guy was married for 33 years, and he referred to her as a hateful bitch.
The guy who's
somehow,
writing?
yeah, somehow there was some
they got more information
in between by someone.
Okay.
So he referred to her as a hateful bitch, and this person says, to a woman you refer to as a hateful bitch, can't see why a hot younger woman wouldn't be jumping all over that just for the sheer joy of it.
Oops. That is so funny.
Oops.
And if she was hateful, I wonder how she became hateful. Because you didn't marry her hateful. Like, why would you marry someone you thought was hateful? Yeah. I wonder how that happened. At what point in her life, in that 30-year marriage with you, did she become hateful?
Here's someone that says, of my female friends, only one is with someone more than 10 years older than her, and she's now watching him get sick and less active. While she has been happily married for over 20 years, I'm pretty sure if widowed, she will not choose someone older again. Yeah, I mean, yes, at some point it's going to become a caregiver. We talked about that before. It becomes a caregiver.
Like an aging parent. Like you would be taking care of your aging parent. Yeah.
Someone says, most older, wealthier men do understand that the women are after their money, but they don't really care.
They don't, yes. Which is sad on different levels. But they also, they delude themselves into thinking at some point that, oh, they really like me. Mm-hmm. They really do.
Well, I'm sure that
they really
like if the younger woman wants
I'm sure
deal to be sealed, I'm sure they're gonna
pretend. Yes. Yeah.
Just like sex workers will tell you that you're the best
most wonderful thing that she's ever seen, and you're looking like, ugh.
Then they're talking about different words for this, like transactional, barter, symbiotic.
No, I say transactional. That's
Actually, that's the
Transactional.
most
that's the
usual.
best definition.
Somebody really went crazy and said, hooker, prostitute, sugar baby, kept woman, take your pick.
Well, now they do. They go after the sex workers too. They're luring the young sex workers and the prostitutes. They keeping it real. Yes, they do. The ones that can afford the prostitutes and can afford
Wow,
the
here's
sugar babies.
Here's a 60-year-old man. He says he finds the idea of dating a peer of in their early 30s creepy. And said that he found someone his own age.
Well, yeah.
Actually a little bit older than him.
Well, of course it's creepy. Of course.
So I guess there are people out there that that appreciate a same-aged lady.
Well, someone who's actually looking for a real relationship, because a so-called relationship with a 20 or 30-year-old it's not going to be meaningful.
I love this comment.
Oh gosh.
Old man seeks out hot younger women solely for their looks/body. This is fine. Young woman seeks out rich older men solely for their money. You gold digging whore.
Yeah, that's what she Well, how do you think the word gold digger came about? And I haven't even researched this, but I am going to research it. But I believe that these old men, of course, they want the younger girl that obviously is not attracted to them in any way and will not seek any type of meaningful relationship with them in any way. So when they do lure them in with the money, that young girl having her real younger boyfriend is going to be doing her thing with the younger boyfriend. Probably the younger boyfriend will be benefiting from the old man's money as well. Mm-hmm. So the old man finds out, he's upset, he's mad. Now there's this woman, taking advantage of him, taking his money. Mm-hmm. She's a gold digger. She only wanted me for my money. Yes, she did. And that's why you led with your money, because you knew that little girl was not going to look twice, even once at you without you luring her with the money and the shiny things. Yeah. But now she's a gold digger because now she's taking the money. Of course, she should have, and the things, and she's gone off with her real boyfriend who's younger and attractive.
That's how the story goes.
Yeah, so now she's a gold digger. Now she's bad. Oh, the woman's taking my money. I need to find somebody who's not after me for my money. Well, stay away from the playground. Stay away from the schoolhouse.
Well, this one comment has a really good point and says, what about friendship circles? Does the 20-something women friends want to hang out with their 70-year-old boyfriend?
Just 70.
For the guys' friendship circle, likely there are still wives involved, and I can tell you how welcoming and comfortable they will be with a 20-something girlfriend in their midst. Likely younger than their own kids.
Yes.
Possibly even their grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good point, because I can't see that. I mean, okay, 70 is a bit, but even let's even say 50 or 60, and that's still gonna look crazy if you're going out with, here's a group of 20-year-old girls, but here's old creepy guy in the middle.
But from what I've seen on YouTube and different things, they're okay. The ones that I've seen, they're okay with some of the friends like being around him, because he's also buying them things too.
Oh.
He's also buying them things when they go on trips. He'll take the friends, and they want to go places without him. Once they get to their destination, they want to go and have fun without him. So some of them, they will, want the friends around, because then their friends can benefit from the money as well.
Oh my gosh. This guy says, The men who do this typically live in a delusional world created by their own wealth, meaning few people tell them no or criticize them. In a situation like this, the old guy is correct that everyone is staring at them. It's just not for the reason he
thinks. Like he think it's a flex.
Yes.
Oh, I got my girl, my young girl. No, they're looking at you like perv.
Side eye. Yes.
Like, oh, what a sad, pervy thing this is.
Yes.
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 That is so funny.
Somebody's suggesting that they do a whole other Reddit thread for dating, like people over 50 dating under 20. Oh,
that would be interesting. I would love to hear the deluded there's like the reason they would be posting would be to flex, to say, oh yeah, my young girl this, my young girl that. I would love to see that mess and see what all that delusion.
This girl says, when I was in my 20s, 30s, I thought men much more than 10 years older were gross and pervy, and my opinion hasn't changed.
Of course not.
She says, I think of men who date much younger women as either trying to regain their youth or misinterpreting being able to flash some cash and impress someone much younger with a modicum of maturity for confidence and studliness, instead of being mature enough and willing to put the effort into a woman his own age.
This may be controversial, but I have to say it. If you're in an age gap relationship in your early 20s, not a 60-year-old woman, if you're in your early 20s, and you're with someone 18, 25, 30 years older than you, someone speaking from experience who was with someone 18 years older than her, ask yourself why women their own age aren't dating them. And you'll find that the younger you are, the more you don't know yourself, the more easily manipulated you can be, got no boundaries, don't know how to speak up for yourself. And although life may be amazing and there's love there, I'm not doubting that for you. But when you become the age that he was when he started dating you, ask yourself, what business did you have dating someone so young?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Well said. Well said.
When these guys have been tossed aside by their young woman and decide that they have nothing in common and now realize they want a peer, I view their past like a red flag. I will pass.
Thank you. That's what I say. A man with the mindset to think that having a so-called relationship with a 20-year-old and they're 50 or 60, especially, and I say this, especially when they have children that young and would not want them to do that. They have character flaws. They have low integrity and would not be suitable partners for anyone, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. This guy says, I rode a bus yesterday, sat in the back with some college girls. A man got on, saw them, and sat near them and started talking them up immediately. Intimidated them into answering. They were 17, he was 59.
Oh my goodness.
Told them he probably couldn't even just talk to them without being labeled a pedo. Soon his buddy got on and sat with him. When the girls got up to get off at their stop, he couldn't stop shouting, damn, as he looked at their shorts and backsides as they waited in line to get off. His buddy told him to calm down. He said, they're adults, 2021, it's fine. I saw these girls when I got back on the bus after my errands, and they were talking about how gross he was. No, younger women don't want you. If they're damaged and hurting and were rejected by their fathers, they might want a father figure in their life. If you sexualize that or take advantage of them,
thank you.
Eternal shame on you.
There you go. Exploitation. It is. It is exploitation. And it's not even, I know people say, oh, the girls have daddy issues. I don't even think it's that. I think it's purely resource driven for the young girls. It's not even about so-called daddy issues. That, to me, they say that to make it cute. It isn't that. It's purely resource driven. Purely.
This one says, nope, they want to spend your money on them. Ask me how I know. But there's nothing after. That's kind of interesting.
Is that a lesson learned?
Ask me how I know.
Yes, and they can't be mad, and then they are mad at the little girls. No, that's what happens, That's what happens. I don't know what to, that's what happens. And when they behave in a way that little girls behave, that's what happens. Yeah.
This guy says that he is not attracted to girls. I need a woman who is on the same level. Can't imagine any serious relationship would work with a younger girl.
Well, obviously, because she's not going in it for any serious. So you're right about that. She's not going into it for that. That's not her reasons. Good gracious.
Yeah.
They are crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think there's probably a lot more stuff in here. But I think that we have gone through quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people have that mindset that, well, we all know what it's about.
Right.
We all know.
Definitely.
Unless we're just completely delusional.
Yes. And what I don't want for us women to think negatively about the young girls in that way, because they are capitalizing on a resource. It's the old men that are, it's the exploit there, and the old men are exploiting them. These more often, I don't think you're going to find a well-adjusted young girl that's going to play that game. I mean, whatever well-adjusted is, it's usually like the sex workers and the like.
However, I do feel that if you are 50 plus, you're out on those mean streets and you're meeting these guys for first dates and they're talking about their former relationships, if they start bringing up 20s, 30-somes,
young girls,
a big red flag.
Yes.
Big red flag, because maybe they got hurt. They don't want to, they already had all their money taken already, so they can't continue. I don't know. But that is a big red flag, and just watch out.
Yes, it definitely is. And for me, I would probably, depending on the extent of the so-called relationship and how many, I probably would not want to even deal with someone like that, because it's a mindset. And if you're okay with exploiting a person, you're not a good guy. You're not a good guy. You're just not, So, and you're doing it with intention by leading with your money, knowing you got to give them money. You're just not a good guy. And I would not. You have your character, because your values have to align with mine. And those values don't align with mine.
No.
A value system that would allow you to do that.
Right.
Does not align with mine. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think about this. What are your thoughts about, what we like to call OMS? What do you guys think?
Syndrome.
And how would you gals, like you like to say, how do you gals feel about dating guys that are suffering from OMS?
Yes. And
can you be reformed from OMS?
I guess when your money, all your money is gone.
Yes, you're drained. You have no choice. You are out on your butt.
See, and for those guys, they just need to be alone. I wouldn't want any of us to go and rescue a so-called out on their butt OMS, because all their money got siphoned out of them.
No.
Yeah, I would say leave them be. Yeah, leave them be. Yeah. Leave them be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So make sure you do comment. We would love to hear what you think. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And make sure that you subscribe if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube.
And give us
the thumbs up. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So until next time, don't forget to live,
laugh,
and connect. Are we gonna do?
No, because it's not gonna work.
See, for me.
No, it isn't.
Well, you have red gloves. It's almost like a heart.
Yes, it's so hard.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, God.